Hi everybody! Okay, Monday again, so it's time to make some soap, and today I'm going to be using the clamshell technique. Now this is a technique from the Soap Challenge Club that Amy Warden puts together. I've never entered a challenge and I'm not entering a challenge. I just felt like I'm going to have a go at this because I watched a lady this morning. I'm just going to find her channel and let you know who she was because it'd be nice to share her channel because it was a nice video. Okay, she's called I Dream in Soap. I Dream in Soap. And this lady is another British YouTuber. So I was really pleased to... I just clicked on her video because the thumbnail made me click it. And then I discovered she's another fellow Brit. And she's got a really lovely speaking voice as well. So I think her name's Lisa, I think. So, hi. Thanks for the video. So her technique, she just showed how to do this. So you take a jug and two colours, or however many you want to do, and you pour into the sides of the jug, so the two colours are on, like, separated on the inside of the jug, and then you sort of zigzag swirl it into the mould. So I'm going to just make one batch, and we're going to be making an antimicrobial soap today, which I'm going to use some essential oils renowned for their antimicrobial and antifungal properties. Some are antibacterial, but we won't go down that road, and I don't want to make any claims because we're not supposed to, but there are some certain essential oils which are very good for fighting bacteria and fighting microbes and things like that. So we are going to use some eucalyptus oil and some clary sage oil and some lemon oil. So I hope these three oils should smell quite nice. The eucalyptus, quite a high fleeting top note along with the lemon, but that should give it a nicer sort of, you know, like a nice sort of fresh clean hit, and then the sage will sort of bring it down a little bit. Now sage is very good for cleansing. And wait a minute, I have my book. I've got my essential oils book here, so let's just have a look and see what they say, because I don't always remember these things because you know you work with lots of different essential oils. So let's see. Okay, so sage, anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, antioxidant, antiseptic, spasmodic, astringent, digestive, diuretic, amenagogue, hypertensive, insecticidal, laxative, and a tonic. So that's sage. And then lemon, actions, and anti-anemic, antimicrobial again. So that's what I'm looking for, antimicrobial. So also eucalyptus. There's a lot more besides that to lemon, but we're just going to look at eucalyptus as well, because I was just looking online just to find some antimicrobial oils. Recently, Scott Granger, the one who does our soap assessments, has just brought out an assessment that you can just buy off the shelf, so to speak, and it's an antimicrobial soap. So if you want to just get an assessment for that one type of soap, especially in this sort of, you know, times like this, very good thing. It's like $49.99 for the assessment, so I think that's a really good deal. Have a look. It's like cosmeticassessments.com, I think. I'll try and leave a link below, so you can just buy that assessment and it's ready done, so you can just make your soap as long as you buy that assessment and stick to the rules of the assessment. Okay, so eucalyptus, antiseptic, antiviral, balsamic, decongestant, deodorant, another diuretic, expectorant. So yeah, there's lots of good properties with these essentials that we're using today. And then for colour, I'm going to use probably, I was thinking a bit of green oxide, just let's keep things simple. So a bit of green oxide and maybe a bit of white, just some titanium dioxide, just a little bit, just so we get a nice green and white contrast. That be the plan. So I'm just going to put my goggles on. And get the lye water in here. So I've just made my blend here, And I've actually used eucalyptus, lemon, some black spruce, which again is antimicrobial, and clary sage. Not straight sage, I was using clary sage. I'm not sure if I said sage or clary sage. Anyway, that's what the blend is. So an antimicrobial is an agent that kills microorganisms or stops their growth. So, since these oils, some of them are antiviral, hoping that it might protect us. So just going to stick blend it a little bit, just get that to a emulsification stage. I'm going to add my oils now because they do not accelerate trace, so we're alright with those. And then they'll disperse nice and evenly. Okay, so I think we're going to have to do this in parts. So what I will do first is split this off into two, and then I've got 2 jugs I can use to actually make the soap. So I'm just going to use that a second. Just see if we can split this off relatively evenly. Just do it by eye rather than by weight, because it doesn't have to be bang on, but I want it sort of relatively correct. Okay, so green oxide. So I'm just going to take about that much. Less than a teaspoon, it's about 3 grams. And I've already got my white, so I'm going to put my, just a bit of white into that side. So, which jug should I use? I've got another little clean one here. I could use this little jug, so try that. I'm just going to stick blend these again just to get those colours dispersed evenly. Okay, now it's going to be tricky. I've got a wipe here and just clean up the mess. And then what we need to do is prop the mould up a little bit. In a sec, actually. Just find something I can use. I know. I've got my planer here. Just give that a wipe as well. I'm being doubly careful here at work at the moment. I mean, there's only me here, and I'm coming straight from home and straight into the workshop without going anywhere else in between. So the shop is shut and has been for the last 3 weeks, and it's going to remain shut until this whole thing is blown over. But yeah, I'm just being really extra careful with everything that I touch, because it's very, very important, obviously. But yeah, minimal risk. If you can keep it that way, then that's a good thing, isn't it? So what we want to do then is we start to pour. Let me bring you in a bit closer, otherwise you might not be able to see. Okay, so little jug I'm going to use today, and just pour in from each side. That's what the lady did. If they start to not meet in, you know, not be even, then kind of do this by eye. It's similar to how I did green tea and lemon a few years ago, and a similar swirl too, but we'll see how this comes out. Looks like we're getting half and half. Okay, so put these behind me for a sec. I have to do a few of these, I think. So we want to prop the mould up. Actually, that's probably a bit too high, isn't it? That's it. So you're going to slowly pour and go from side to side. That's it. I like these easy techniques, you know. Some of them that Amy brings out, I think, oh good grief, how on earth have you done that? Like the, oh, what's that one where you all use bottles to do the pour, like all different bottles, and then you sort of blobs on the top of each other. What the hell was that called? I can't remember. Anyway, it looked really tricky, and I thought, no, you can keep that one. There's only so much of a challenge I like, but this one just looked like, the technique looked nice, and it looked like it was, yeah, it just made it look really good. So I'm gonna try it. And it looks like it's working quite nicely, actually. I don't know how close you can see because I've got a different lens on today, but it's pretty cool. Okay, that's that, and then we'll have to turn it round, I guess, in a sec. So I'm just going to refill my jug without disturbing that too much. And there we go again. Here we go again. So two sides again. It smells really nice. I haven't used eucalyptus for some time, and I like it a lot. It's a nice, I find it really like a nice comforting scent. Okay. Got a little bit more white left than I had hoped, but that's alright. Okay, now I'm not sure, I think I better go from the other side. Can't remember what she did, but we'll have a go. Okay, it's going to start to go over. Alright, I'll just try it. Hope you can see this okay. And I'll try from the other side maybe now. Or go again from this side. Yes, go again from this side. I'm sure it'll come out anyway, it'll come out fine. Just propped it up on the other end, that's all. But it'll all merge into each other, like into itself, like so. I've gone from one side, now we're going from the other side. It's not coming quite as nice as the last one. Could be going a bit too fast. That's it. Can you hear my dishwasher in the background? Be interesting when it's cut. It's good because everybody that's going to try this, everyone's is going to come out really quite different, isn't it? Everyone's going to be using different colours and different scents. Just going to go up and down like that a bit more. Okay. Then I'm going to leave it to settle again and do the rest. We might end up with, oh, there's going to be a lot more white, so let's pour some more white in than we do green this time. Bring that in a bit more. think the trick is to get it as even as you can, but I don't want to screw it up and have too much white left at the end, although it could look quite nice, but you know. Okay, so I'm just going to do it straight this time without propping it up. Just let it make its own way down the mould, I guess. So, how's everyone doing out there in these crazy, crazy times? Hope everyone's okay. Looking after each other and staying indoors. I took the dog out this morning. I've been choosing very, very quiet areas. There's this one area where I go quite often called the Common, and it's so peaceful. There's cormorants down there and herons and lots of wildlife, so I've been really enjoying going down there. I've met one guy, you know, we've been keeping our distance, but he's walking his dog there, and I think maybe he's off work at the moment, because all he seems to be doing is collecting, I'm just going to go like that, make up my own technique. He's collecting, hold on, I'm going to aim you a bit, I'm not sure how well you're seeing this, hold on. Yeah, so there's this guy I've seen on a dog walk twice this week. These past few days I've seen him twice. And he's got a bag of, I'm guessing, rubbish. I think he's collecting rubbish from the hedgerows, which I was thinking, oh, I wonder what you're doing that for. Well, not that it's not a good thing to do, but I thought, I wonder if he's been laid off work at the moment because of this. And that's what he's chosen to do with his time. And I thought, you're doing a good job. You're doing a really good job. Okay, so these end bits, I think I might be able to do my usual top. Pull a bit more out because I don't need that much. Okay. And then we'll go from this other side as well. So yeah, I've been taking it easy and going for nice walks where there's not any people, because I can't not take the dog out, you know. We're allowed to go and take the dog out, it's just you need to keep this social distancing in place, which is really good. Not that people were doing that this weekend in this country, I'm not sure if you've seen the news, but people were just not taking that seriously at all, which was very, very silly, and people were hanging out in parks, in massive groups, and as the rest of the country look on the news, you know, the UK like nothing more than to tell people what idiots they are. That might be a worldwide thing, I don't know, but it is very stupid if you're going to put yourself and others at risk like that, you know, when you've been told by the government to keep social distancing in place. I don't think people realise quite how serious a deal that was, you know. Very silly. Very, very silly. But there were hordes of people, like, all together. Just, oh, lordy, lordy. Anyway. Hopefully the government will put out another message to make it very clear this time, because it seems like that's what they're going to have to do. Anyway, let's just do the usual top. I do like the way that top looks, but I've got leftover batter and I can't not use it, you know. So we'll do a thing down the sides, maybe bring it into the middle. So if I do some green on the one side and white on the other, that would be probably quite nice. And we'll bring it into the centre. So yeah, let's hope people start using their common sense, you know, or what little they were born with. It's just shocking. I mean, you know, a lot of us at first didn't take it that seriously because the threat wasn't so massive. And now, of course, like the rest of the world have been warning everybody, you need to act now. So at the moment, most places that I've seen in the high street are closed. You know, and there's nobody about. People are not walking about in the little town where I am. There's a few people, but not many. Not many at all. Okay. Of course, I'm in my element because I keep social distancing and play in my life most of the time anyway. I hardly see anybody. And when the shop is closed, like Mondays and Fridays, oh, it's my favourite 2 days of the week. Just being honest. I like to be in my own little space, you know. I think we've established that that's a fact here on this channel. This is lovely. This actually smells very, very lovely and comforting. So this will be ready mid-April. Usually give about 3 weeks for my cure. And I've yet done a water discount again as usual. Okay. Now I'm going to leave that to set up just a bit before I bring those sides in. So I can work on my product file for 10 minutes or however long, and then come back to this in a second. It's quite runny because it's those essential oils don't move at all, and I'm soaping pretty cold, so I'll leave that a second and we'll be back to texture the top. Okay, see you in a sec. Okay, so I'm going to just flip this top from side to side, in, that side, and then in that side. Cool, that looks nice, I like that. There we go. Just need to shimmy it down a bit because, hold on. That's it. I don't need to do anything. It's just I don't want that to be like a deep set groove in the side there. So, done. I'm not really sure what to call this yet. So I'll have a little think and see what I can find. Nothing too sinister. But yeah, when that's ready, it will be up on Instagram and on the Facebook page. If you want to come and follow the Facebook page, then you can see. But I'll be back for the cut on this one in a little short while. Okay, hello everybody. I am doing a narration over the top of this as I'd lost the sound from this video. I don't know why, but yeah, I got in this morning and for some reason the sound wasn't on the video, so I must have pressed a button on the camera. So, as you can see, I'm unmoulding it and just chatting away about some rubbish. I don't know. Just a moment. Here we go, unmoulding, unmoulding. So since last night, I will just fill you in a bit with this current situation with the coronavirus. Since last night, the UK is now on lockdown, but mail order services and quite a number of businesses are still allowed to continue to operate. So it's mainly like stores in the high street and, you know, like all unnecessary shops on the high street need to be closed. If you just heard a grunt, that was my dog. I'm sat at home at the moment recording this. So yeah, we're on lockdown, but we can continue to do our mail order. So Matt's been in touch with the post office today and they were like, yep, just continue to bring your parcels in as normal. We will continue to post them until we're told otherwise. So I should be going back in tomorrow. I just got a bit freaked out this morning because I was thinking, oh, well, if mail order has to shut, then, you know, so be it, and I'll just sit at home for a few weeks until this hopefully starts to clear up. But it's early days, really. We're just like day one of lockdown, so I'm guessing that it'll be. They said they'll be reviewing it. Here's the soap coming out. Look, it's all just come out as lines rather than nice clamshell design, because I did it a bit wrong, but whatever. Anyway, yeah, the lockdown, they are going to review us in 3 weeks' time to see if there's any change and if we can go back to work, you know, if shops can reopen and that kind of thing. But I doubt that will happen. Like Matt and I were talking, I think we're talking about, I reckon, double that amount of time, so maybe about 6 weeks of lockdown, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I should continue to make soap and continue to package soap and send it out in the post for as long as I'm able to. The shop has been closed anyway for a few weeks, so yeah, I'm tired today. So yeah, I don't have to worry about it. So that's that soap cut. So it came out okay, and I think what I'll probably do with it is give a lot of it away, because I can chop it into samples and just give it. It'd be a nice thing to put in people's parcels at a time like this. So rather than me try and sell it, it's only one batch and it was just an experiment, so to just try that technique. So I think I'll probably just give it all away, and there'll be, if I sort of chop each one in half, then there'll be like 34 samples, or I can even halve it again and just use it as, you know, lots and lots of little samples to go into people's orders. So that is my antimicrobial soap. So I will be back shortly for the next video. Stay well. Ta-ta.